Hello and welcome to Ratings 5. Today we will be looking at some craziest, Fast and Furious, stunts in no particular orders. The Fast and Furious franchise is famed for its spectacular automobiles and action-packed battle sequences, but some of its stunts are far too outlandish to be true. The Fast and Furious films have a passion for Corona beer, family values, illegal racing, and some fantastic vehicle stunts. The original film's idea was simple: vehicle racing and illegal truck jacking. Since then, the series has progressed from cops and robbers to international thrillers with high-octane action sequences. Fans of the Fast and Furious franchise can always expect to see great automobiles, but each film is now attempting to outdo the last in terms of action. As the plots of the films become more intricate, the stunts in them become greater and bigger. The first film dealt with illicit vehicle racing in Los Angeles, while the second dealt with apprehending a drug dealer in Miami. Fast and Furious even went overseas, robbing the richest man in Rio de Janeiro, apprehending a terrorist in London, and drifting through Tokyo. The automobile stunts in these flicks are too outrageous to be true. Therefore, here are the most ludicrous action stunts pulled off in these 9 films. Gas tanker heist, Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious 4, the 4th film in the franchise, adopts a different approach from the start. Dom and Letty attempt to hijack a gas tank in order to sell it for a greater price in this introductory scene. The New York Times describes this move as an old high school trick, noting that fans witnessed something similar in the previous film when they simply hijacked DVD players. Dom approaches the back of the tankers in this trick, and Letty jumps from the car to the tanker. Letty would then cut each individual tanker free as their automobiles reverse down a mountain road to attach themselves to the tanks before driving away. Dragging a bank vault through Rio de Janeiro, Fast 5. Dom's team flees to Brazil after Brian and Mia break him out of jail in Fast 5. While in Rio, they meet the man in charge of the city. They aim to rob him by stealing his entire vault. Brian and Dom really steal an entire safe full of money from a police station using 2 Dodge Chargers to drag it in the film's climactic stunt scene. They proceed to tow the vault across the entire city, oblivious to the devastation they have caused. The stunt coordinators employed real hollowed-out and motorized vaults to make this stunt possible, according to Mel magazine. Dodge Chargers are not commonly utilized for towing, especially anything weighing more than 1,000 pounds, which the rear end of the car could never support. London Airstrip, Fast and Furious 6. Dom's crew faced off against a terrorist who appears to use modified cars to get what they want in Fast and Furious 6. Several stunts in this film appear to be too good to be real. Fans witnessed Brian and Roman outrun a tank in the middle of a highway, but this isn't the stunt that has people calling the filmmakers out. Brian, Mia, and the rest of the crew chase down a jet on a runway and use their cars to tether the plane so it doesn't take off. They were not just on the world's longest runway, but they were also using a Dodge Charger SRT-8, an Alfa Romeo Giulietta, and a Land Rover Defender to shoot down a Russian military plane. According to reports, this jet was designed to carry 550,000 pounds, therefore the London Airstrip stunt would never be possible. Jumping out of 2 skyscrapers, Furious 7. After being attacked, Hobbs seeks the assistance of Dom's crew in Furious 7. Dom's crew travels to Dubai after rescuing a hacker named Ramsey in order to obtain a program she has safely hidden. While in Dubai, fans witness some of the most outrageous stunt work, as well as one of the most devastating sequences. Dom and Brian race through an Abu Dhabi building in a Lykan Hypersport supercar with no brakes. But it doesn't stop there. Before they can stop the car, these two fly into another skyscraper. Although no actual towers were demolished in the making of this scene, the finished product gives the impression that they were. Racing on a frozen lake, the fate of the Furious. In The Fate of the Furious, the crew is attempting to reclaim Dom after he goes wild. The film's climax takes place in Russia, where the crew must prevent a nuclear submarine from reaching open water. On a frozen lake, there are a dozen automobiles, a submarine, torpedoes, and a car diving in front of a missile. Except for the submarine, GameSpot assures viewers that everything in this scene is 100% real. This Fast and Furious film was shot on a genuine frozen lake in Iceland, making the race feel absolutely real, even as Roman drives a sinking Lamborghini. Needless to add, this was shot in a controlled setting with experts and would be extremely unlikely to occur in real life. Going to space, F9. F9 appears to be the Fast and Furious picture with the most incredible action stunts. Dom removes his family from the grid and attempts to live a tranquil life. Danger always finds Dom, and this time it's his brother who drags him back into his former life. The most insane stunt scene was transforming an outdated 1980s sports coupe into a rocket. The film's director even spoke with NASA scientists to understand how this would operate on a fundamental basis. According to Vulture, the film's writers proposed this notion to the director as a joke. Nonetheless, Justin Lin took this idea and went with it. Lin saw the absurdity of it all, but after 20 years in the business, he wanted to defy the rules of physics, and he's fine with it. Making Cars Fly, Furious 7. Furious 7 is the most action-packed Fast and Furious film yet. Making Cars Fly is another incredible action trick in this flick. The squad decides to land in the midst of a mountain road by parachute while still inside the automobiles. It's difficult to imagine that this scene contains so little CGI. According to Top Gear, the stunt team was able to drop sport vehicles from 12,000 feet while filming the sequence using skydivers. However, this was far from perfect. Cars would disintegrate in midair or fly wildly off course. Let us know your opinion about the stunts in the comments section. Do you think they are real? Kindly subscribe, like and share.